This first one is kind of tangled up in a bunch of Marvel secrets which were exposed. It all started when the Scarlet Witch seemed to conceive and give birth to 2 living children. This was odd, considering that Wanda was married at the time to Vision, who she claimed was the father of her children. And Vision, of course, is, well, he's an android, so the idea that she could conceive his children seemed impossible, especially since that had already been established in the canon, that wasn't possible. From there, Wanda was made to realize that her children were not in fact alive in a traditional sense, despite her wanting them so badly to be. Instead, she had taken a piece of Mephisto's soul and used it to manifest the kids into being by warping reality, because her desire to have children was just that strong. Later, after being forced into accepting this truth, Wanda's mind is then wiped of the children's existence, who at this point have been removed. For her own safety and peace of mind, it was believed this was done, or at least, that's what Agatha Harkness believed she was doing it for. However, when Wanda later found out the truth of this cover-up, she wasn't quite so appreciative of Agatha's actions. In fact, this revelation, which came about because Wasp let it slip accidentally, instead prompted Wanda to search for Agatha and, once found, to kill her. And then Scarlet Witch suffered a mental break after that, which led us down the path to Avengers Disassembled and inevitably House of M, as House of M came out of that. What are some hero reveals that you feel have just been the most mind-boggling, either for the characters in the comics or for you reading them? This next one was a pretty big secret that was kept throughout the Dawn of X of the Krakoan era. We knew this secret as the readers because we were given the full story of Krakoa's creation at the beginning of Dawn of X. It's all explained, but many others involved in its creation in canon in the story were not informed of just exactly who was entirely involved in the founding of this mutant nation. All mutants seem to know about the major involvement of Charles Xavier, aka Professor X, or just X as he was going by at that time, and Eric Lencher, sometimes referred to by his given name Max Eisenhart, but more often referred to by his codename Magneto. But no one, save Magneto and X, knew of the third person that was involved in the founding, Moira McTaggart. In fact, at this point in comic book history, many people actually believed Moira to be dead, so even the fact that she was still alive was in and of itself a reveal. So just her existence was a major secret that was hidden from pretty much everyone else on the island, including Krakoa itself and all the other members of the Quiet Council. Needless to say, after this reveal happened, a lot of people were understandably hurt, upset, and confused as to why they'd been kept in the dark about this. Emma Frost especially, but also Cypher among them, and then there were some people that were just plain mad. In the end, this reveal also led to the reveal that Moira had actually been masterfully enacting her own plan this whole time to eradicate mutant kind, of which the creation of Krakoa was actually only a part. Yikes. The reveal of her existence led to the reveal of her true feelings towards mutant kind, with us learning that Moira was actually a villain, which in turn led her to going completely off the rails and joining up with Orchis, becoming more and more of an evil cyborg along the way as time went on. To the point that we have Moira McTaggart now, who I feel like is not even recognizable really. I personally think this next one is one of the wildest secrets that has been revealed in Marvel Comics in all of its history. It comes to us from Original Sin, where secrets were being exposed left, right, and center. This one involves Bruce Banner and Tony Stark. Back in the day, Banner and Stark actually worked together on the gamma radiation weapons that were being tested by the military. However, one night, after some drinks and as a result of kind of a heated argument that had ensued between Banner and Stark in regards to the moral implications of what they were creating here, Tony tampered with the explosive that they were preparing to test. Following that, the accident that would happen would transform Bruce Banner forever into the tormented hero we know as the Hulk. And during Original Sin, it was believed, or kind of implied, that this only happened because Tony fiddled with the experimental weapon that they were testing. I mean, that was the secret that was revealed, but was it the cause of everything? I think you can imagine how Hulk reacted to this potential cause of what happened to him. Or at the time I should say Doc Green, which was Banner's current Hulk persona, who retained the brilliant mind of Banner while in his Hulk form. Pretty dangerous. Banner actually created this persona through the use of Extremis. When Hulk found out about Tony Stark's possible involvement in his creation, he was understandably angry, and even at one point was set on destroying Iron Man for his perceived involvement in his cursed origin story. This is why Banner used Extremis, injecting it right into his brain to give him a boost that would allow him him to decimate Tony both mentally and physically. That was his goal. Yeesh. Fortunately, in the end, the two are able to talk things out, and ultimately Banner forgives Tony, with the two making peace. Especially because, you know, like I said, that's what we believed was the cause, but it didn't actually end up being that way. But yeah, it was pretty close there for a moment. This one was one of the most surprising reveals to me personally. Although, to be honest, I feel like the Eternals is a team that always is fascinating in the sense that they have some of the greatest and most impactful reveals in all of Marvel Comics. Although, you know, I think X-Men is also up there, but I think Eternals ultimately takes it for me in terms of teams that just have crazy reveals. But I digress. When it comes to this Eternals reveal, it's maybe not the most earth-shattering, but it's still insane. Actually, wait, it was kind of accidentally earth-shattering, literally. I'm going to focus on the secret that in order for the Eternals to be resurrected and rebuilt by the great machine that is Earth, human lives have to be sacrificed. This is a secret that once exposed and revealed to some of the Eternals ends up destroying them. When it comes to Ikaris, it's a truth he struggles to live with after he learns the boy he was pledged to protect, Toby Robson, actually died as a result of Ikaris needing to be resurrected. On a larger scale, this reveal causes one of the Eternals to even turn on the others, believing this cycle of sacrifice needs to be stopped. I won't say who is the one that is kind of behind all of that in case you feel inclined to check out the most recent Eternals run from 2021 that was written by Kieran Gillen, but it's pretty crazy. Honestly, I recommend you check out that series. It is a fantastic read, and it only ended up being 12 issues, so it's not that long. But it's so good, you'll probably, like me, wish it was longer. This final secret was exposed by the person who had been tasked with keeping it in the first place. But it's just so insane that I have to include it here. Also, even if the person whose secret it is reveals said secret, I'm pretty sure you can still consider that being exposed. The way I look at it, they are just simply the ones that expose it themselves. So for this one, we're heading over to the Ultimate Comics, the original Ultimate Comics line and universe of Earth 1610. Here our Avengers team is instead known as the Ultimates, and of their ranks we have a few members you may recognize from your usual Avengers mainstay team, including Iron Man and Black Widow. However, here Black Widow's history is somewhat changed, and instead of her being a Russian spy whose alignment was eventually changed following her meeting the Avengers, and then she ends up becoming a good guy, she becomes a hero, Black Widow remains a spy, and instead is actually working secretly undercover, pretending to have joined the US and joined the Ultimates, but really acting as a double agent. She is also dating Tony Stark's Iron Man here, who finds out too late the truth about where her loyalties lie. The two at this point are actually engaged to be married, when after Tony attempts to answer a call to action from the Ultimates team, Black Widow turns on him, revealing her true colors and taking out Jarvis in the process. And then she also tries to steal all of Tony's money? No! Fortunately, Iron Man is able to defeat and restrain her, and later, Hawkeye, who has his own personal beef with the villainess, takes her out permanently. That's about it for this one. I'm your host Amanda McKnight. Until next time, you stay nerdy, YouTube.